Going. What's going on, guys? It's Alec Davison with Think and Lift Heavy. I'm going to show you my last meal, and I'm approximately 2.5 weeks out from the NPC Junior Nationals, and we're going to kind of explain how me and the video camera operator Mark does If It Fits Your Macros, and kind of try to dispel some myths behind it. So my last meal, I'm currently having about 2,600 calories, about 250 grams of carbs, about 220 grams of protein, and around 70 to 80 grams of fat. That may not directly add up to 2,600. I'm just giving you a rough estimate of where I'm at daily. So I'm going to go to the app that I use, and I would recommend the best one is MyFitnessPal for counting macros. You just type in the food that you want. Okay, let me back up first. Just give you a basic overview of If It Fits Your Macros, or IIFYM. What you're going to want to do in the first place is try to figure out how many calories you're eating currently. So just track everything that you eat for a week. Like, don't try to eat more healthy. Just eat whatever you do. If you eat a whole box of pizza every day, then track that down, and that's going to be, and then add those numbers up, and then divide it by however many days you tracked it. So that's going to be your average caloric intake, and then from there you're going to want to divide the macros up. Typically, I like to see 1 gram per pound of protein, about 30 to 50% body weight per pound for fat. So just multiply your body weight times about 0.5 to 0.3, and that should be your fat intake. And then you just fill the rest up with carbs. Obviously that's going to vary, just start there. So then let's get to my last meal. I have about 500 calories left, so I'm gonna eat some ice cream. I love ice cream. I honestly probably have it at least twice a day. I'm gonna heat this up real quick.
So let me ask you something, dude. We know that you're 2 weeks out from Nationals in Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have this misconception maybe that all this sugar and stuff will make you fat. Like why would you be eating ice cream 2 weeks out from a competition?
Well, body composition wise, they've really found that what do you call it? What the fuck is it called? The scale. The glycemic index is kind of irrelevant for body composition. So whether you get 10 grams of carbs from sugar or from a complex carbohydrate, as far as body composition is concerned, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, being this close to a show, I do have to regulate how I look. But you know, if you're just trying to stay 6% year-round, like, you can eat ice cream multiple times a day. Remember, when I was in my off season, I stayed at about 5.5 to 5.7% body fat, and I had donuts. How often?
Every morning.
Every single morning I had donuts, and I had ice cream. So come over here real quick. This is my scale. So you can get these at like Walmart or Kroger or whatever. It's probably about $30. So you just put the bowl on here. I want you to come closer. You put the bowl on here, then you press on, and then you're going to want to change it to the setting of the serving size. So you go back here and look at the serving size. In a serving size, you can see it. Can they see it?
Kinda.
Okay, well, the serving size is 74 grams, okay? So what we're going to want to do, for me, I like to have 2 servings, which is about 180 calories. So you just times 74 times 2, which is 148. So I'm going to go to here, turn this on, and switch it to grams. So you see the grams on the bottom right corner. And then we're measuring out 148 grams. Yeah, no, this should be life-changing to all fitness enthusiasts that think that you have to eat rice and sweet potatoes every day. I know that a lot of people, when I tell them, they don't believe me. They think you're gonna get fat, or they just have some crazy misconceptions. But Mark actually didn't believe me, and tell me how your results have been, Mark.
Well, I know for me personally, I started this diet just a couple weeks ago, and I've noticed a significant difference. When I started this diet, I had recent weight loss. I went from 255, and then I went down to like 225, and now the other morning I was around 213 and a half, 214.
Yep.
And so I guess that's testament to the
ice cream.
Yeah, to it actually
It's
working.
diet of champions. Where did I put the? So it's about 148. And what I'm gonna do, what I like to do, I learned from one of my clients. I like to get a little bit of sugar-free syrup, and I put this on my ice cream.
Let's get a really good look at that.
If typical bodybuilders see someone doing this, they might have a heart attack.
Now, Alec, how long have you been doing this diet for? Let's let him enjoy the moment for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. 2 weeks out. What were you saying?
Now, how long have you been doing this diet for?
About a year.
A year. And if you wouldn't mind, Alec, would you show everybody the results of a year-long diet like this? Could you maybe show them a little 6-pack glimpse or maybe an 8-pack glimpse? Yeah, that's ice cream, folks. That's, yep.
I'm a little flat right now. Need a carb up. Yeah. And we'll go over here to my other part of the meal. This is my supplement room. You have a lot of supplements. Are you ready for your lives to be changed?
Yes. Dude, oh my God.
I'm telling you right now, guys, go out and get these exact kind. Power Crunch, these are the crisp. They have different kinds. Let's back out over here. I know that everyone likes the Quest bars, but honestly, Quest, it tastes like dog food compared to these. I'm not joking. This is the best tasting. I should be sponsored. Do you see how many freaking things I had back there?
This man has like a stock hold.
I have a stock hold of that. Let me just read the back before you come here. So, the macros for here, 180 calories. We have about 9 grams of fat. That's not too bad for protein bars. Let's see, protein's about 13 grams. Not too bad once again. Carbohydrates 14. It's not that bad. It's not too calorie dense, so you can fit it into your macros. But literally, I have like 5 a day because they taste so good, and they look awesome, and they taste awesome. You're just like heaven. What else can be better? So, for all the guys out there who are only eating sweet potatoes, see, those things are good. They have their place, but you know, eat some ice cream once in a while. Eat some good tasting food. You know, cook something. You don't have to. You know, ask a bodybuilder what their diet is. They'll say, I wake up, have 8 egg whites, 1 whole egg, 1 cup of oatmeal. Next meal I have 8 ounces lean meat, 8 ounces sweet potato. It's just like they all say different things. And another bodybuilder will say, oh, I'm only having 8 egg whites and I'm not having any whole eggs or something like that. Like, they don't understand that they don't understand it's calories. Okay, they don't even know how many calories they're eating. They just know what they're eating at every single meal, and that doesn't. It's just ridiculous how these guys. They're great bodybuilders. Don't get me wrong; they look great, but just don't have the knowledge behind it to kind of know how much they're eating, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying, Mark?
I know what you're saying.
But that's why we're here. We're trying to educate you. So if you like healthy foods, that's fine. And it makes some people feel better. Honestly, I like to get a little dirty sometimes. I like to eat junk food. But don't get me wrong. There are times where I have bodybuilding food. I'll have white rice. I'll have beef. I will never have chicken. I hate chicken. I have enough. I just have gotten sick of chicken. We'll never have that again. Honestly, my protein sources right now are like beef steak, protein shakes. It's whatever I want. But I'm not like I'm going out and eating pizzas and stuff because that's not going to fit into my macros. It's all about fitting in your macros. If you can fit it in, if you get your calories down, if you get your fats, protein, carbs down, if you get about 25 grams of fiber, that's perfect. Whatever goes. And I like to get around 5 meals a day. But if you want to get 4 meals, if you want to get 6 meals, if you want to get 7 meals, that's all fine. It doesn't really matter. So that's just a basic outline of if it fits your macros. We'll get into more details as far as for different kinds of people and what ratios, relative guidelines you need to set your macros up. So do you have anything else, Mark?
I think that was a perfect explanation, especially the part with the syrup and ice cream at the same time. I almost just about lost it.
What we get? This is the brand that you want. Bluebell, no sugar added. Pretty low fat. Yeah, only like 3 grams of fat, okay? So no sugar added. Doesn't mean there's no sugar. There's still sugar. They just don't pound the sugar in there. You can take a look at my freezer. That's Lean Cuisines, Hot Pockets, pizzas. These are really more for the off season where I'm having 3,500 to 4,000 calories. But pre-contest, I kind of just stick to ice cream, rice, these things, and beef. That's basically it. But off season, I like to eat a lot of things. And you can stay lean. I didn't get above 6% body fat. And that's just not looking at myself in the mirror. That's actually getting my pinches done by a professional. That's legit 5-point-something% body fat. I had veins coming out my stomach all off season. So there's not really an off season for me because I can eat whatever I want. I don't have to binge to get the right amount of foods. And so, that's about it. Anything else that you want? Yeah, I think that's about it, right?
I think so. I think that was a pretty good explanation.
Yeah.
And we talked about, the misconception of, maybe we could talk about that more. The misconception of people seeing this diet and being like, oh, I can have whatever I want, whenever I want. Okay. You can't always eat pizza all day, every day. It won't fit.
Pizza all day, every day, your fats are going to be through the roof. You still have to stick to your guidelines. And I don't think it's optimal to eat one huge meal a day because there are studies that show that protein synthesis occurs about every 4 hours. So if you have like 30 grams of protein with a certain amount of leucine, I'm not an expert on the science behind it, but that increased protein synthesis when you do it a certain amount of time. So I'm not saying eat every 3 hours, but you don't want to go past like 8 or 10 hours without eating. I don't think that intermittent fasting is the most optimal way to build muscle. I mean, it's like splitting hairs. It's not going to be a huge difference, but for me personally, I like to eat throughout the day. If you're a proponent of intermittent fasting, go ahead and do that. But when it comes down to it, it's really about how many calories you get in the day and how much percentage of each, so fats, proteins, carbs, how much you're getting in. So if you're out of whack, if you're having like 200 grams of fats, having 10 grams of protein, and a lot of carbs, you're not going to be